I'm Sophia Olivas, co-founder and CEO of EverSmart City. EverSmart City is a mixed-use IRL smart community built with shipping containers to provide affordable housing, powered by renewable energy, has sustainable agriculture, and is integrated with blockchain technology. The pilot city will be built in Phoenix, Arizona, breaking ground in 2023.
My name is Mark Anthony, co-founder of EverSmart City. If this is your first time checking out one of our videos, be sure to hit the like button as well as also subscribe. We're dropping videos every day. So hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time we release a new video. And also go back and check out our past videos. If you like talking about shipping container buildings or construction, you like talking about affordable housing or renewable energy or sustainable gardening or green living or even crypto, jump in our Discord where that's where we go to continue the conversation. Where we like to go to meet and collaborate with you guys. Some of the topics today are specifically questions from our Discord that will be um, assessing today's video. So jump in our Discord if you ever have questions. Just jump in the Discord. Add a question, jump in on the conversation, introduce yourself, share some articles. We love learning new stuff, and ask some questions, and we'll come back here and we'll answer them for you guys.
All right, so this episode is dedicated to shipping containers. So we're going to be answering questions from the community. So the first question: what are the advantages of using shipping containers?
One of the most prominent advantages of using shipping containers that separate it from everything else in its class is its strength and durability. When you're talking about the factory built building or modular building industry or class of homes, the shipping containers begin to separate themselves by the masses in terms of their durability and structural strength, being able to stack on each other without needing extra reinforcement because they're made of steel. Those are some elements that other factory built buildings or modular buildings can't come close to, and where shipping containers really separate themselves, as well as their ease of being able to transport. These are designed and made and engineered to be able to transport by train, truck, crane, plane, helicopter, or boat, and at large scale. So, and when you're talking in comparison to the other building types in its class, being factory built building or modular, the shipping container has some key advantages that separate itself in terms of its ease to be able to transport and its strength and durability.
Yeah, it's weatherproof, lasts a minimum 100 years, can go through hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. It's fireproof, and there's 2.5 million of them that blight the planet. So if you want a solution for homelessness, that's another thing. So question number two: are shipping containers hot or cold to live in?
So shipping containers are actually really unique and special because that they're made out of steel and they're designed to transport. A lot of times, fresh produce around the world, the steel that they use to forge these with is specifically engineered to not be altered by its exterior habitat or surrounding or the temperatures outside of it. So if it's really cold or really hot, the container and steel itself is not going to be as subject to changing or going to those temperatures or matching those exterior temperatures as fast or as easy as other building materials would. It's specifically designed and engineered to withstand its own temperature inside and to not really be manipulated as easily as other building materials from hot or cold weather. So, for example, here in Arizona, there's a few shipping container developments already. Now, with just standard insulation, Arizona can get upwards to around 120 degrees inside of a shipping container. When it's 120 degrees outside, the shipping container still sits at 96 degrees without insulation or air conditioning.
And the great thing about shipping containers is that it takes very little, very, very little to heat or cool them. So in comparison to stick build or whatnot. So if you do need a heat or cool your unit, your home, and it's made out of shipping containers, it's very easy to do so. All right. So our next question: Are shipping containers soundproof and weatherproof?
So one of the special characteristics that they are um, molded or welded together. All the adjoining corners of the shipping container are all welded together, melted essentially. All the metal is melted to each other, meaning that it is air, wind, and water tight. There is no gaps or seams or cracks. It is completely solid. All the metal corners are 100% melted together and fused together with no gaps. So, in terms of weatherproofing, you can begin to weatherproof them even more by using special paint or exterior cladding or protection to help weatherproof it even more. But one of the first things is that water, wind, or air is not going to get inside any cracks because there won't be any. So that is one huge advantage. And then being able to continue to put stuff on the outside, like say a hempcrete stucco, or even certain paint that can help create more fireproofing and more waterproofing to heighten those tolerances, as well as on the inside. It can be very easy to insulate either the roll insulations, the foam insulation, or even the spray insulation. Um, all those can be very easily applied inside the container to also continue to help with the weatherproofing and soundproofing.
So the great thing about what you just said is there's a new trend, and we got to get better at these videos so we can start showing graphics. But a lot of swimming pools are being made out of shipping containers, and we have some really cool pictures. But if you go onto Discord, we can drop them in there and show you guys some of the new swimming pools because they are just that airtight. Also, it's really easy to soundproof them, and a lot of the recording studios are now being made in shipping containers. So, next question. What else can containers be used for? Well,
So
I'm
on
just gonna
top of swimming pools and recording studios, they're also great for mobile greenhouses, turning into small controlled climate indoor gardens. Amazing for all the qualities that we mentioned. It's easier to regulate the temperature for the plants. It's easier to control the lighting for the plants. It can be a very great version to have your own greenhouse. Another thing that they can be used for is they're great for crypto miners for mining operations because they're very strong and they're so easy to cool down. It can be a great advantage for crypto miners, and they're easy to move. So if you ever needed to move a mining operation because of regulations, you could easily just pick up the shipping container and transport it. Some other ways that they can be used um, are for people can use them for their storefronts, whether or an office space, but especially commercial space, whether they had a coffee shop or a pizza shop or a yoga studio or a tattoo parlor, um, or a chiropractic practice. They can convert this space into a very savvy, lucrative atmosphere to operate and run their business in.
Yeah, I mean, just really quickly, they can be used for theaters. A lot of people are churning shipping containers, repurposing them into open theaters. Bistros, schools use them, restaurants, in addition to homes, which where we be using them, offices, emergency hospitals. They're perfect for dropping them in hot zones because they're made to be, helicoptered and dropped in, and you can have everything already in it when you drop it. Portable toilets, stores, you can go on and on about that. So there's lots of purposes for shipping containers. All right, last question. How long does it take to build a shipping container house?
So it all comes down to the complexity of the build, but the one thing that separates it is it will always be faster in comparison to building a stick-built home or building a frame-up building. The one thing that you don't need to do with shipping containers is build a frame. The frame is essentially already built for you, and it's as strong as any frame anybody could build with lumber and stronger. The only thing that anybody would begin to have to do in terms of the frame is to modify it to cut out windows and doors. And that still is always going to be faster than having to frame a whole house 2x4 by 2x4, 1 by 1. The rest of it in terms of building time is extremely comparable to traditional building times. The main difference is the framing. It takes out the whole time process of framing an entire house. That part is already done. You just simply have to cut out windows and doors, and that can take, depending on the tool and the experience of the tool handler, no more than an hour.
Yeah. So the magic number that you're looking for, everyone, is it takes between 4 and 10 weeks. But usually within 10 weeks, you can get one made. And it also just, of course, depends on all the cool stuff that you're putting on the interior, exterior, that adds to the time frame. So thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to interacting with you further on this in our Discord channel. Thanks for joining EverSmart City, where technology enhances the human experience.